A lot of us are wondering when the economy will get back to normal. And will we see a fast V-shape or a slow U-shaped recovery? In this video, I summarize the top predictions from an excellent 35-minute video by author, investor, and rich dad, poor dad advisor. Powerful things you will learn in this video are why government funding unemployment helps us now but hurts us later. If you pay your employees less than $20 an hour, they may not come back to work. And why we're likely to crawl back instead of bounce back from this economic earthquake. Let's go. With record numbers of unemployment, travel grinding to a halt, restaurants shutting down, and business permanently turning remote only, people selling their Airbnbs, investors sitting on the sidelines to see how things play out, and herds of people waiting to see if there's a second wave, the big question on all of our minds are, will the economy see a V-shape or U-shape recovery in 2020? To be specific, a V-shape recovery would mean everything might bounce back immediately, and a U-shape, on the other hand, might take some more time to come back to what we know as normal. There are a lot of convincing voices telling us compelling thoughts to support both sides, but investing expert Ken McElroy reminds us to consider the source before we take too much to heart. Real estate investors and entrepreneurs are saying we'll see a V-shaped recovery since they're protecting their industry and want to say it might come back right away. Understandable. Economists are leaning on the numbers by taking a look at long-term macro trends. They say we're closer to a U-shape. Also understandable. So let's back up a bit. Before everything went on lockdown, we were sitting at a number of 5.8 million unemployed at a 3.5% unemployment rate in February of 2020. It's the highest we've been in 50 years. Ken says that there are two possible outcomes. Either we get back to normal over the next few months, or it takes many years. Let's look at the data. We'll consider the unemployment trends since February. In February of 2020, we saw that 5.8 million people, or 3.5% of the population, was unemployed, compared to May of 2020, where 36.5 million are unemployed at a 21.7% unemployment rate. The difference is 30.7 million people. Also, 200,000 jobs were being added to the economy on average each month. The issue we're talking about is how 30.7 million people are going to get back to work. So how long is it going to take for the economy to recover? Ken says in this video that as of May 2020, we have to consider that some states haven't even opened all the way. For example, California may not be open until July. Businesses are trying to open, but how are businesses going to make their mortgages and start hiring again while abiding by social distancing rules with only 20 to 50% capacity in their buildings? Hospitality, retail, hotels, and travel are hit particularly hard. Some of the effects we can't even see yet. These are businesses that operate on small margins or don't have cash reserves and are struggling to make payroll and mortgage payments. Ken spoke with the owners of regional malls and expect that 50% of businesses inside of malls will never open back up again. These are all people that have real families, real houses, and real cars to pay for that are going to be affected. Ken breaks down what he considers to be our new normal. The government is now funding our employees and people. That's through unemployment and stipends. The government is also now funding our business through EIDL grants and PPP loans. The government is now managing our economy through social distancing rules, saying you can be open, but wear a mask, this many people, only in these areas. Federal unemployment compensation has taken effect to help those who really need the help, for people that have found it illegal to go to work. With the additional unemployment stipends, the government has effectively raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour for these people. It's not surprising that businesses are opening up and having trouble getting their employees back. The government has created competition with businesses by paying their employees more. Businesses that are paying people less than $20 an hour can expect to see their workforce decide to stay home. How long will the government fund our employees and essentially create competition with businesses? The concern is that long term, the businesses are going to be the ones that are going to be there long term and create jobs and improve the economy as it has in the past. Unfortunately, based on this data, Ken doesn't see the possibility of a V-shaped recovery. And that brings us to the second scenario, the U-shaped recovery. Back in February of 2020, we had 5.8 million in unemployment. How many of these people are going to go back to work? This number will determine whether it's a short V or a long U. Right now, we have 36.5 million people unemployed from 5.8 million before the lockdown. Before the lockdown, 200,000 jobs a month were being added to the economy, which equals about 2 million per year. These were numbers we saw when the economy was healthy. Economist Stephen Davis estimates that 42% of job losses from the lockdown will be permanent. Using his figure as an example, we can run some quick math. From the 36.5 million person number, if 12 million of those people will be out of work more or less permanently, we can now see how long it will take to get back to the level of growth and health our economy saw in January. Ken's predictions based on the data state that it will take a minimum of 6 years for our economy to make a full recovery, based solely on the math on the number of people unemployed. What could speed up economic recovery is whether the government will invest in supporting businesses or providing stimulus for the people. If the new 2021 government continues to spend on the people, the economy might inflate with more money, while businesses, who are the original drivers of the economy, will be forced to close their doors. If the government stimulates the economy by investing in people, then base expenses will be paid, but people won't make major purchases like homes and other things that require them to have a job. While all of the information here is speculation, it leaves me to ask, when was the last time you took an Uber, flew on an airplane, dined out at a restaurant, stayed at a hotel, went to a concert or any live event? All of these living, breathing businesses that have no revenue, which affects people who rely on them to make a living. The USA was built on the American dream in order to make a living and eventually work up the ladder to create a future for themselves where they can retire happy with their families. There's no doubt that there will be changes, but the thing that's certain is that we can build a community around helping one another navigate the future. It's important it is for all of us to be aware of the upcoming 2021 election, as our decisions in government will dictate whether or not we invest in the businesses. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and what you're doing to protect yourself and your business this year in the comments below. If you like this summary, please check out Ken's video in the comments below, as he has some incredible information that can help anyone who wants to understand real estate investment and get timely information on the economy. Thanks for watching.